Mr. McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate you, and thanks for being here today. Congratulations, by the way. You found something that united the Democrats and Republicans. Unfortunately, it's our dissatisfaction with the FAA and the approval process right now. For the first time in history, at least since maybe the Roman era, where Pompey could raise his own army and buy his consulship, we have civilians outperforming the U.S. government. One person in the United States can put more spaceships into the stratosphere than the entire governments of all the world combined. So if we're going to be competitive, it's not going to be through NASA anymore. It's going to be through our industry. The problem is when you have different programs such as SpaceX, ULA, Blue Origin, and others that have redefined space travel, who just launched the Polaris Dawn this morning and are going to do the first spacewalk with civilians. If we start holding up that process, we lose our edge in this world market that is extremely competitive. We lose against China. We lose against Iran. We lose against Russia. This is our place in history that we are grabbing or losing. Tell me, when we put all these spaceships, more than anybody else in the world, already up there, why the same process that we used to approve that, all of a sudden, has something changed? Is there a reason that we're holding up the same process that's already been approved previously? These 27, I think you said advisories, 17 in 1 year, 10 the next year, that you put out in the last 2 years, how much has that sped up the process? How much have you internally looked at to speed up the process? How have you been accountable for passing the very people, the process of licensing to make us competitive on the world market, which is maybe your most important thing that you do? Please. Yes, Mr. Coleman.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Congressman. Safety is our focus. That's why we're in business.
So real quick, I just want to refocus what you're saying right now. Are you saying that these people that put in their license applications who are already doing what they're doing, and they're asking for exactly what they've already achieved, what you've approved them from the process before, what has changed that's holding them up?
Well,
not safety.
I'll give you an example.
Good.
Let's take Starship Super Heavy, Boca Chica. We issued a 450 license to SpaceX for that activity. You asked what changes. Missions change. Technologies on the vehicle change, which require a modification to the license. 450 is designed to approve a suite of missions. We should not, well, I shouldn't say we should not. It is our intention with 450 to not have to come back to deal with modifications at such a frequent basis. We're up to the 5th flight now. We have 4 flights. SpaceX has 4 flights under its belt, 3 of which have been under modifications to the license that have been requested by the company. It is the company that is pushing mission by mission approvals. That's what the pace is about.
So you do realize that technology changes literally every day. This is the leading edge technology in the world, whether it be AI, quantum, space exploration. Once again, these are individuals taking their own risk. It's like when we threw our family in the back of a wagon and went west. We might freeze, we may starve, we may be killed, but we're taking a chance for the betterment of our family or our society or our business. That's the American way. Like I said, you talk about safety. I think every company is very much understands that if they're not safe, they go away, they go extinct. They are policing themselves. Who are we to get in the way of progress? I ask you to streamline your process because I think if you don't, we fall behind and our very way of life is in jeopardy. You're in charge. You make the difference. You get to determine how fast these go through. And if what you're doing is not working, you need to change. Does that make sense?
I appreciate the comment, Congressman. We are doing the very best job that we can, as I mentioned in my opening statement, to enable safe space transportation at a pace that meets our needs. But we cannot enable safe space transportation by setting aside demonstration of compliance with the regulatory requirements and safety. That's very important. So I appreciate what you're saying insofar as what our responsibilities are and the powers that we have to make these things happen. And we're doing our level best to do that. We're working with industry to help them better understand what compliance against Part 450 looks like, and hopefully they will take our advice and move in that direction.
So I'll conclude with this, and I'll yield my point, sir. If I thought there's your regulation, which I know you guys are the regulatory bureaucracy, if I thought your regulation was making us safer, I would agree with you. I just haven't seen that traditionally. I've seen a lot of space missions held up because of something that really had nothing to do with safety, just regulation. And regulation is killing American business from top to bottom, not just in this industry, but all across America. And that's what I want to see cut so we can actually make advancements and stay competitive. With that, I yield.
Okay.